The flame of Eden burns away any sin that may take root again. God has cleansed the world of sin. And yet it remains. After God's cleansing fire, I saw the journey he had laid out before us. And I knew what was required when we set foot on our new Eden. When humanity emerged, I gathered my flock and set them on a new path, a rejection of everything connected to the old world, the creation of a new society, living off the land, taking only what was needed. Aim for the weakness at the heart of your sins, a beast lurking inside, waiting to break us or be slain. Confront your beast where it is weakest. You cannot fight your sin in darkness. Our only choice is to turn away from the past. My child, I have something for you. Your friend should make good use of the distraction and act quickly. My family cannot fight forever. Already my chosen fight the highwaymen throughout the long nights. Now I will ask them to find the strength to fight in the day as well. I know, son. The one who stood against me became all that I had left. I could have judged them, but instead, I forgave them. And then I gave them a new purpose, and my path ended here, in these very walls. And there is no redemption for this. No atonement. Someday you will see the light. I promise. Come. Let us all go together. We have much work to do. Release me. Witness how the past and present align with the circle of time. The gift is starting to open up to you. The first time that I partook of this gift, I was confronted by a ravenous beast. It was my soul. And in that moment, I knew that in order to be worthy of God's gift, I had to slay that beast. I had to cleanse my soul. Because if I did not, I knew that that beast would consume me. Keep an open mind. I wish to speak with you, to hear God's plan, my son. To hear God's plan. Ethan, don't. You must destroy whatever hinders the truth. You must destroy sin wherever you see it to access the gift. The world wasn't ready for the collapse, and people fought against us. We are all sinners. Ethan's sin is pride. There is something deep inside of him that no word of mine can touch. I worry that now, as an outsider appears to take his place, that beast will feed on resentment and grow stronger. I should remind him of his mother. She put aside her pride, and it saved his life. He would have been too young to understand. He should understand now. Civilization turned and turned in chaos, until only we were left standing. As for you, remember God's gift. What you have experienced so far is just a taste of God's power. Do not waste it. New Eden thrived. We created a paradise on earth. But it did not last. This plague of locusts saw to that. Ethan, what have you done? I did everything that I was asked. I sacrificed myself, my family. I led us into the new world. I thought that it would be glorious. Do you feel the gift? These highwaymen embody everything God has instructed us to forsake. Their souls are rotten, diseased. But you are different. I believe your soul is worthy. Cleanse our symbol as the world was cleansed. The fire will cleanse your soul. Do you understand? That was God's will. The sins of the world were cleansed with God's righteous fire. When the harshest years of the dark winter fell, I despaired. And in that despair, I found our salvation. This tree. Its fruit a gift from God, which gave my family the strength to endure through the famine and the pestilence. The righteous fire will weaken the beast in your soul. Everything is falling into place. I followed it all the way to an ending. The winds of change have come. Before you can be our shepherd, you must be our sword. Go and make the land safe for all who wish to live in peace. This gift can be dangerous. And I don't want you getting hurt, Ethan. I will also give leave for my judge to follow you. They speak only one language, that of violence. In this, they will serve you well. My child, go to where it all ended and where it all began. God told me of the collapse. I gathered my family to prepare for it. Go, kill the beast. And a beginning. Only those who heeded the signs were spared. Every single piece must be where it is meant to be. Nothing can be missing. God has tested their soul, and it is just, and it is pure. And I stand here before you to bear witness that this outsider is our shepherd. You know the answer. Can you hear my voice? You've come seeking help. I can't give you any, only God can. But He has a plan for you. This is the help that you've been seeking. God's gift to us. That which sustained my family through the darkest time. Let me offer you this. Our miracle. Look to the cross to find your answers. I have seen your face before. God showed it to me in a dream. I knew you would be the one to come and make things right. Set them exactly the way they're supposed to be. I knew that you would bring salvation. If you succeed, if your soul is pure, you are the shepherd sent by God, and I can return from my exile. Our miracle allowed us to survive, but its gifts are not unconditional. It nourishes what is in a person's soul. But if that soul is corrupt, the miracle extracts a terrible price. I know. Light the fires. Make our symbol whole again. You must strip away sin again and again to earn the gift. We must draw it out so that we may cut it out. My name is Joseph Seed. I'm known to some as the Father, and new Eden rose from the ashes. Ethan? No. And now it begins. The old ways led us to ruin. The only way forward is to live without sin. Years ago, I heard the voice of God. He told me about a difficult path ahead. To walk the path, burn away what is unnecessary. From the light, you will see. Because it's not God's plan. Do you understand me, son? Unleash the power coursing through you. But hell had followed the white horse, the one that could not walk away. The gift suffers no sins in its presence. I have known great loss in my life. My brothers, Jacob and John, my adoptive sister, Faith, taken from me violently. It is Jacob I miss most deeply. He had a stoic honor that I envy. To find the answers you seek, you must free your mind. You will be the shepherd of my people. Come with me to New Eden. Sin prospers in ignorance. Act quickly. Sin is in our blood, our flesh, our souls. His soul is not clean. Stop him, please. My soul has become a cancer. I am a monster. And I have only spread suffering and death in the name of God. My family is all ashes. And Eden is dust. He told me you would be worthy of this. Son, I know you carried a heavy burden in my absence. I understand that. This is God's will. And sometimes we must sacrifice that which we want in order to honor God's command. Don't know how long I can last. And be welcome into our new Eden. This is God's test. Cleanse your soul. I thought I had fulfilled my obligation to God. But he had one more thing to say to me. I thought I understood God's plan. I thought he wanted me to build a new Eden. But I am not his shepherd. You are. There is only the justice of God's hand. End this vicious cycle. They try to break our family. I was trying to protect you, son! Piece together the past. Use this power to slay your beast. They smashed everything to pieces. But we endured. Only we are strong enough to live in the new world that God has given us. When the beast rises, strike true. You will reveal the truth. I was wrong. I have waited so long for someone to come. I've begun to despair.
Ethan has gone to the north. He must not be allowed to eat the sacred fruit.
That is why I am here. There are those who must not be allowed to partake of this miracle. even if I love them, even if they are of my family. Sin is a beast we cannot feed. Oh, my son. My son. His only fault was that he was mine. Give me God's justice. Release me. Long ago, there was a deputy here in Hope County. Circumstances left us huddling in a bunker as the bombs fell. We had been bitter enemies, and suddenly we had nothing but time together. Day after day, month after month, it all came out. My convictions, my project, my visions, the voice I heard. We hardly slept. We scarcely ate. I changed that deputy. And that deputy changed me. Listen to my guidance, or you will not survive. And only then can we be worthy of God's gift. Release me. Release me. Release me. Release me!